Iowa City High was not idle tonight. They hosted the Rams of Dubuque Senior. Matt Nelson was there. He joins us live from Iowa City. Matt?
John, it did not take long before the Little Hawks got things going tonight against Dubuque Senior. Let's head straight to the highlights. And the cheerleaders were fired up for this one, and it didn't take long before they had plenty of stuff to cheer about. This is the opening kickoff coming up right here, folks. And that's a live football. Somebody better jump on that. You know what? Dorian Davis does just that. He picks it up off the ground, fights his way through a little hole right there, and then he is running downfield. He gets it all the way down to the 35-yard line before he's finally brought down. And that set up this. It's their big running back, number 22, Phil Kenny. It's a 26-yard touchdown run. Just a minute and 52 seconds into the game, 7-0, Iowa City High. The Little Hawks, they can play some defense as well as they come up with the sack right here. But it was the offense putting on the show. Kenny, again, 9 yards on this touchdown run, and it was 14-0 in the first quarter. Let's move on to the second quarter now, and this time the City Hawks go through the air as D.P. Iman with the 47-yard touchdown pass to Brett Jen. And it was 21-0 Iowa City High, and they just kept things rolling as this time Kenny takes it on the toss. 53 yards on this touchdown run, his third touchdown of the game at that point. That made it 28-0 Iowa City High, and Iowa City High goes on to win it 45-21, and that sets up their big week as they take on Iowa City West next week, and we'll look to win the boot. The big battle for the boot between Iowa City West and Iowa City High coming up next week. 45-21 again, the final score as Iowa City High defeats Dubuque Senior. John, back to you in Cedar Rapids.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. We'll look for that big game next week. We continue our imagination, or has the battle for the boot been a rain game more times than not? Well, it was undefeated City High at Iowa City West tonight, and that's where Matt Nelson joins us live. Matt?
Hey, John, they say when two rivals get together, you can just throw out the records, and that was the case tonight. City High came into this one 4-0, Iowa City West just 1-3, but the Trojans got things going right from the start. Here come the Little Hawks, and here come the Trojans. And this is the opening kickoff, a ball a little wet as Phil Kenny fumbles, and Iowa City West recovers on the 27-yard line. And then it was Alex Canellis. He scores on 4th and goal from the 2, 7-0 Iowa City West. The fans, they were definitely fired up. The Trojans kept things going. Marcus Aarons hits Richie Amendola for the nice pickup before he's knocked down. And check out this run from Alex Canellis. Boom, right there. And that set up this, Jeremy Shibata. 27-yard field goal right before halftime. 10-zip Iowa City West with a surprising halftime lead into second half. More Trojan football as Canellis with the nice run up the middle right here. That was the name of the game, keeping the ball on the ground. And Aarons, a 12-yard touchdown run right here. That made it 17-0 Iowa City West. City High adds a fourth quarter touchdown, but it's Iowa City West who reclaims the boot, the big trophy from Iowa City High, and a huge win for the Iowa City West Trojans here tonight. They've been struggling, 1-3 coming into this game, 2-3 now, and they beat their arch rivals 17-7 West over City High. John?
Thank you very much, Matt. More highlights to come, but first,
trying to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight at City High. Matt Nelson joins us live, and Matt, the Little Hawks coming off a draining loss to West. How'd they do tonight?
They look better, and they got more points on the board. It probably helped they weren't playing in the mud like they were last week against Iowa City West. But Linn-Mar, a very strong team, averaging over 400 yards of offense a game. And this one started off a little slowly, but then the points did start to come as the Lions and the Little Hawks were set to go. Homecoming for Iowa City High, and they came out first. D.P. Iman, the quarterback, to Phil Kenny. That's a pickup of 27 yards late in the first quarter, and same drive just a couple of plays later. This time it's Iman to Matt Maynard, 23 yards on the pickup over the middle, and it was capped off in the second quarter by this pass, 15 yards to Dorian Davis, and he runs it right into the end zone. 7-0 Iowa City High at that point, but Linn-Mar would come back in the second quarter. Bo Evans is going to have a nice run right here. We lose him for a second, and then watch how he finishes this run off. He wasn't just going out of bounds. He took the hit and went out of bounds, or delivered the hit maybe. And then just a couple of plays later, it's Blake Zundel to Matt Greer for the nice pickup, and that set up this. It's Nick Erdman who will catch it. Nice play-action fake. And they got their man. There's Erdman, 16 yards on that touchdown. That tied it at 7. That was the score at halftime. And this game's still in progress, Scott, as Iowa City High has now scored with just under 2 minutes left to take a 28-21 lead over Linn-Mar. So that game just about to wrap up a late start, but a couple of good teams doing battle. And again, just a few seconds left, 28-21, Iowa City High leading Linn-Mar. We'll send it back to you, Scott, in Cedar Rapids.
Thank you, Matt.
Me, but stay with us because Friday Night Lights is coming up next.
City High with a chance to clinch a Valley Division title tonight with a win over Waterloo East. They got off to a quick start. Phil Kenny with a huge hole. Breaks it to the outside here. See ya. 27 yards for the touchdown. And the Little Hawks went to the air this time. Quarterback D.P. Iman hits Ryan Bohm over the middle. And he's got all kinds of room. And he could go all now. Down at the 5, but that set up Kenny's second touchdown of the night from 2 yards out. And Phil was just getting warmed up. Still first quarter. Kenny with a 10-yard TD run to make it 21-0. And Kenny with 4 first-quarter touchdowns. This catch from Iman goes 55 yards to make it 35-0. And the Little Hawks blow out Waterloo East to clinch the Valley Division title. I'm all out of time. Thanks for joining us.
In the Mississippi Valley Conference tonight, 10th-ranked Iowa City High School bringing their playoff hopes to Waterloo to take on winless Waterloo East. City High strikes early and often. On the Little Hawks' first offensive play from scrimmage, Phil Kenny goes 39 yards for a touchdown to make it 7-0 City High. The next time the Little Hawks have the ball, quarterback D.P. Iman is going to hit Ryan Bohm with a short pass, and that he turns into a big gain, 45 yards. East High's Anthony Weekly temporarily saves the touchdown at the 5-yard line. Next play, though, Phil Kenny diving across the goal line. Little Hawks lead 14-0. Just 2 minutes and 39 seconds gone in the game. A couple of minutes later, D.P. Iman on the move, scrambling for a big gain, 30 yards down to the East High 10-yard line. Next play, Phil Kenny again. He's the short yardage guy, waltzing into the end zone untouched. 10 yards. City High would lead 35-0 in the first quarter, rolling to a 63-14 victory. You know, coming up on Iowa's News Channel, welcome back. Coming into tonight, Iowa City High was one of 3 Mississippi Valley Conference schools, along with Cedar Falls and Prairie, to already have their ticket punched to the state playoffs. Tonight, City High looking to finish the regular season strong against Cedar Rapids, Washington. We go live to Cedar Rapids and Jim Walker. And Jim, I thought you were going to have a Halloween tie on tonight.
I do. It's my black cat with the moon. You can't see that?
It looks good, man.
All right, well, I think I might be bad luck for City High. I've covered them twice this year, and each time they have lost. As for the Warriors, though, they can't say anything because I have not covered them until tonight for the first time. These two teams have the best offenses in the MVC Conference. Let's go down to Batesfield and Iowa City to see the track highlights in this one. City High has lost only once at home in the last 2 years, and we start with the Little Hawks. First series, QB D.P. Eman rolls out on 2nd and 5 and gets picked up by Packy O'Mara. Check this out. 2 Little Hawks have him wrapped up. And check it out. He breaks loose. He's going to go down the sideline, puts his track shoes on. If you're a Washington track coach at home watching this, you might want to get this guy on your team if he hasn't run for you already this year, or last year, I should say. Extra point is no good. Wash goes up 6-0. Warriors, they came to play on 1st and goal. Justin Reed busts up the middle for 6 more, and City High was getting whooped 12-0 in the first. But in the second quarter, Eman redeemed himself in the shotgun. He calls his own number. He just gets in to make it 12-7. I don't think we have a final score in this one, but there was a tornado warning in Iowa City, so you have to wonder if maybe that one was suspended for a little while. Let's head across.
28 all, that in the third quarter. Let's go down to Batesfield, where City High and Wash when it got it on, and this is the calm before the storm, folks. First quarter, City High quarterback D.P. Iman goes to the air, and he's picked off by Wash's Packy O'Mara. O'Mara sheds some tacklers. You believe that? And he rambles 90 yards for the touchdown. Packy O'Mara puts the Warriors up 6-0. What a play. Okay, they hit it with the big play. Now they put together a nice march, the Warriors do. They marched it down the field, and Justin Reed goes in from 5 yards out. That put Wash up 12-0. The Little Hawks got to the end zone. Iman rushing it. That made it 12-7. Iman once again using the legs for a 16-yard touchdown. 14-12 Little Hawks. Then the lightning hit, and the game was postponed right before halftime. Finally, let's go up to Dyersville if we...
Welcome back. There were 2 playoff games in the Cedar Rapids area tonight. Our Roland Glimbine joins us live from the Cedar Rapids newsroom with highlights of Marion versus New Hampton and Iowa City High versus Cedar Rapids Prairie.
Well, Rick, last time Cedar Rapids Prairie won a playoff game, 1981. I think you were still in college back then. But you know what? Prairie Hawks started off great this year. Unfortunately, they lost their last 2 games, limping into the playoffs. Could they turn things around against City High tonight? Of course, the first time these 2 schools met, it was Prairie picking up the 24-21 win. Let's go out to the highlights. And we're looking at Joe Cooper. That's the starting quarterback that got hurt last week against Cedar Falls, and that would be a big part of this game. His replacement, Josh Sherrard, third quarter, trying to bring Prairie back from a 17-3 deficit, is intercepted by Ben Evans. And then Sherrard is intercepted by Ben Evans. City High bringing the ball back, but their drive would stall. We're still at 17-3. Little Hawks have the lead. Sherrard, fourth quarter now, still trying to bring the Prairie Hawks back, but he's intercepted by Brent Jen. City High puts the game away. Phil Kenny takes it on in, and DP Iman and the Little Hawks are advancing.
I think the first time we came out a little bit flat against them. You know, we didn't really know exactly what we had to do to win, and tonight we did a lot better job. You know, we came out, we knew what their strengths were, we knew what they did best, and we really worked all week hard, you know, trying to stop that run.
So it's City High winning 24-3. Let's take you now to 3A Marion and New Hampton.
Cedar Rapids Prairie was one of the best teams on the east side of the state up until 2 weeks ago. They dropped their final 2 regular season games and tried to get the momentum back as they took on Iowa City. City High, first round of the playoffs in Class 4A. We pick it up with City down 3-0. DP Iman, the quarterback, fakes the throw and then goes right and then goes back left, and he is out of here. 70 yards to the house. He goes untouched, and City seizes the lead 7-3. Prairie Band wants a little more cowbell. Let's get into it. Just before the half, though, City High would put more points on the board. Andrew Shutt lines up from 43 yards away and hammers home the field goal. 10-3 at the half. City High knocks off Prairie. Final score, 24-3. The Marion Indians at home against New Hampton.
Thank you, Frosty. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special Wednesday night edition of Friday Night Lights. 80 schools playing 11-man football. Kick things off tonight in the first round of the playoffs. In a 4A rematch from the regular season, Prairie hosted City High. Scott Sable was there, and Scott joins us from the newsroom. Scott?
Yeah, John, Prairie beat City High just 19 days ago, but this is a whole new season, and the Little Hawks with some revenge tonight. Let's check out the highlights. Captain Bobby Ratliff with the best view tonight of John Wall Field from Newscopter 9, where it was dry. Prairie playing without their starting QB, Joe Cooper, out with a shoulder separation. Josh Sherrard starting in his place connects with Glenn Fox on the slant for big yardage. And that set up this Adam Reitzel 27-yard field goal to put Prairie on the board first. And the Prairie Band, one of the best in the state, and they were rocking out. But City High with some big plays tonight. First, DP Iman on the QB draw, breaks it to the outside. And look out, he has got some wheels, and Iman goes 70 yards for the touchdown. DP with 137 yards rushing tonight. And the Little Hawks jumped out to a 17-3 third quarter lead when Iman looks like he's in trouble. No, he fires deep to a wide open Ben Evans for the touchdown. And then the Little Hawk D took over with Prairie driving. Evans with the pick off the deflection. And City High holds on to win the rematch 24-3.
You know, we knew we had to come out and fight. This team got us one time, and you know, the big plays is what our team does all the time, and just works out for us really well.
How far can this team go?
I think, you know, we can go all the way. Our coach has been telling to us all season, and you know, we have the capacity to go all the way. You know, we got guys that make big plays, and we can play some pretty good defense as well.
Next up for City High, the winner of the Cedar Falls-Wahlert game, which was a late start tonight in the Unidome. Back to you, John.
Thank you very much, Scott. A lot.
The department has been busy tonight rounding up all your high school football playoff games. We've got the highlights later.
Road to the Unidome continues to wind this week with a trio of high school classes playing quarterfinal games this evening. 2 more classes have games tomorrow night. Our Dunlap Motors marquee matchup was a battle in Iowa City. The City High Little Hawks, playing host to previously undefeated Cedar Falls, picked this one up with the Tigers up 3-zip in the first. Little Hawks getting on the board. DP Iman with a quarterback keeper. It's 7-zip Little Hawks. The Tigers had to keep settling for field goals. Here, a 37-yarder from Kyle Rohde, yet another great Cedar Falls kicker. It's a 1-point game, but before you could blink, City High goes long. Iman airs it out. Ben Evans is there for the touchdown grab. 14-6, City High with the lead. They went on to knock off previously undefeated Cedar Falls. Final score, 14-9. In Class 1A action, Iowa.
Folks, we've got your Monday Night Football right here. The state football playoffs continue tonight in Class 4A. Iowa City High School hosts unbeaten Cedar Falls. This game, City High was leading in the second quarter. Pat Mitchell watched his team trail 14-6 before Chad Heath nails this field goal to make it 14-9 at halftime. In the third quarter, Iowa City High's quarterback, D.P. Iman, is picked off by Brad Reckers at the goal line. And then the first play of the fourth quarter, 4th and goal from the 2 for Cedar Falls. Ben Curran fumbles the snap. Sean Hassini recovers the football for City High, and the Little Hawks would run out the clock from there. Phil Kinney running the football for the Little Hawks as they pull off a big upset tonight, 14-9 over previously unbeaten Cedar Falls. Across the street in Class 1A state.
Regina, West Branch, they were all in action tonight. We'll have highlights and scores next.
Some of these high school football games get a little late, but they are all over by now, right?
They are all over by now. They start at 7. That's a good deal.
7, that's
and
good.
weather was pretty decent tonight for football. It was a good night for a pair of Iowa City High schools. Both Regina and City High are heading to the Dome and the semifinals. We go first to Bates Field, where City High was playing Cedar Falls. This is City High with the ball. D.P. Iman to Ryan Bain. And he takes it down to the 1-yard line. Next play, Iman on the sneak. City High on top, 7-3, that in the first quarter. In the second quarter now, it's Iman once again, back to pass, this time to Ben Evans. He dives into the end zone for 14 City High points. Cedar Falls comes back, Ben Curran to Nate Curran. And then on the last play of the second quarter, Kyle Rohde hits his 3rd field goal of the first half. It was 14-9 at that point. First play, 4th quarter. Cedar Falls at the Little Hawk 1. It's 4th down. They botched the snap. And that's it. No scoring in the second half. 14-9. City High wins it. Let's go over to Iowa City Regina if we can.
Sports Tonight is brought to you by the number 7, as in 7 times that the Bettendorf Bulldogs and the City High Little Hawks have met in the State 4A football playoffs. And tonight for our Dunlap Motors marquee matchup, the Dogs own a 4-3 advantage in the past, but the Little Hawks hope the present will be more favorable. Fans want a big game up in the Unidome. Here's City's D.P. Iman with a run right into your living room and right into our cameraman, Matt Meehan. Way to stick it out and take the hit, Matt. Thanks a lot for that. Not much else for City fans to cheer for, though, thanks to this guy, Bettendorf running back Tim Jackson. Here he cuts across the screen to the right and in for one of his 3 touchdowns. That's right, 3 touchdowns as Bettendorf takes down City High. Your final, I believe, was 39-17. Other 4A game.
Where we've got the greatest playoff highlights, covering news and sports in Cedar Rapids, Cedar Falls, Waverly, in your hometown. This is Iowa's News Channel.
As you could say, high school state semifinals at the Unidome. And it's a top 10 showdown. We'll tell you if City High of Iowa City is keeping a magical season alive. Plus, I'm Chris Colcorst in for Rick. High school football state semifinals are well underway. And the winner of the Class 4A showdown between Iowa City, City High, and Bettendorf has history on their side. Of the last 7 postseason meetings between the two schools, the winner has gone on to capture the state title 5 times. So would tonight be another omen for the victor? Bulldogs would start hot. That's Tim Jackson rolling 18 yards for the touchdown, and it's 7-0 Bulldogs. Jackson again, this time from 12 yards, an easy trot into the zone, 14-0 Bettendorf. City High would bounce back. Ben Evans deep for the 26-yard reception from Brent Jen, which sets up his own score. 5 yards in the back of the zone, but for City High, it's not enough tonight. Bettendorf is moving on with a 34-17 win. Heartbreaking Harold.
Hey there, well, the playoff rivalry between City High and Bettendorf is well documented. It started in the early 90s when Tim Dwight and Tavian Banks were the headline performers, and it continued tonight at the Unidome. Scott Sable on the sidelines for this one, and he joins us with more. Scott?
Yeah, no Tim Dwight or Tavian Banks on the field tonight, but there were some pretty good players out there, and it was a good one. Let's check out some highlights from this one. City High fans came ready to play, but it was all Bettendorf early. Tim Jackson on the sweep, turns it upfield, 12 yards for the touchdown to give the Bulldogs a 14-0 lead. Then Jackson again from a yard out for the 24-0 Bettendorf second quarter lead. City High answered the wake-up call. Keaton Jones replacing injured starting QB D.P. Hyman. Hits Ben Evans over the middle. Great job by Evans to go up and get it. And that set up Jones to Evans for the touchdown to cut the lead to 24-7 just before the half. He was wide open. And City High found lightning in a bottle to start the second half. Jones lets one fly for Brent Jen, and at 6'3", he goes up and gets it. And it was off to the races. Where is everybody? 79 yards for the touchdown to cut the lead to 24-14. They were right back in it. The Little Hawks weren't done yet. Check out the run by Phil Kenny for big yardage. Breaks it to the outside. And that set up this Andrew Schutt 40-yard field goal to cut the lead to 24-17. But Bettendorf answered with 10 straight points and beat City High 34-17. The Little Hawks with too slow a start, and their season ends in the 4A semifinal. You guys really battled back there in the second half.
Yeah, we came back hard. Decided we weren't done yet. We wanted to finish it out strong, finish it out right.
You got to feel proud about that. I know you wanted to win.
Yeah, it's tough, but you know we got to feel proud about. We got to take something away from it, and that's a good thing to take away from it.
How about your backup quarterback? He came out there and did a phenomenal job.
Stepped up great. I mean, Keaton's been doing the dirty work all year long, and he's been studying film, doing everything just like a starter, and he got his chance tonight and did well.
And Bettendorf will play Valley for the 4A state championship. Both teams undefeated. Back to you, Sean.
All right, thanks, Scott. Well,